When I told people that I wanted to be a general surgeon, most of them didn't congratulate me. They warned me. Hey guys, this is Dr. Sonalika Gupta, SR in General Surgery. So I've gotten this question usually from female doctors who want to pursue general surgery, but they have been told not to pursue the branch. So today I'll be sharing the things that were told to me while I was preparing for my NEET PG, and also my experience as a female resident in general surgery. It's a long training pathway. So people told me, you've already done your MBBS, which is 5.5 years long. So why do you want to keep studying in the best years of your life while others will settle so quickly? What they don't understand is I don't see it as wasted time, but I saw it as an investment in becoming the doctor that I always dreamed to be. Late settlement, no early money. So a common argument was, by the time you settle down, your counterparts in non-medical and commerce would already be financially stable. Yes, the financial returns in surgery do come later, but what they don't realize is the satisfaction that you get out of your profession. And also the financial rewards will always follow when you're doing something that you love. The thing that used to bother me was that people used to tell me you can either choose your career or your family, not both. So it is deeply rooted in people's mind, especially in our society. If you've taken surgery as a branch, you won't be able to take care of your family, you will be a bad wife, a bad mother. They used to say, who will marry a girl who does night shifts, 36-hour shifts, and nobody wants a doctor who's never home. But I knew that the right kind of people would not be afraid of my ambition, but they would actually support me. So I think this is the point where I want to thank my family. My parents, who have been ever supportive, they have never doubted my ambition. They have been my biggest cheerleaders in life. They never doubted that I couldn't do anything that I wanted. They really urged me that beta, follow your dreams. So I think having a supportive family is why I'm here today. So on my first day, I was told that just because you're a girl, don't expect any special treatment. You have to work just as hard as the others. Quite frankly, I was taken aback because I didn't expect any leniency, but because I thought that my commitment was already being questioned. So this happens till today. I'll be sitting in the OPD and a patient will enter and they'll go past me seeking a male doctor and they'll doubt my capabilities just based on my gender. Some of my male colleagues just would casually say, she's one of the boys now. And I used to think, do I have to shed my identity? But I never wanted to be any less feminine than I was just because I was a surgeon now. And I have noticed that in the past few years, the number of female doctors who are taking up surgery is going up and up each year. And despite all the biases, I saw that my female co-residents have exhibited unparalleled dedication towards patients. The precision with procedures was amazing. They have always gone the extra mile for patient care, even if it meant working extra hours or taking additional responsibilities. They never said no. In general surgery departments, usually 70 to 80% of the professors are males. And this disparity is even more evident when you attend conferences because all you can see are just male surgeons and you can only find a few female surgeons. However, change is on the horizon. Even in my batch, almost 40% of the residents were females. So that's a welcome move. So let's discuss some of the statistics. As of 2022, only 10% of the ASI membership were held by females. Leadership roles remain predominantly male dominated. In India, approximately 7% of the surgeons are females and only 3% of them have leadership roles. In postgraduate programs, approximately 20% of the residents were females and the practicing surgeons were only about 15%, indicating there's a significant attrition rate. And actually, more women need to take surgery, not just to break the gender barriers, but to bring compassion where it's lacking, to prove that resilience and precision have no gender. But let me tell you this, being a surgeon is not about the gender. It's about skill, empathy, strength, and also stubborn passion. Will people talk? Absolutely. Will they doubt you? Sometimes they might, but do their voices belong in your OT? Only yours does. If you are a girl thinking of taking up surgery, just go for it unapologetically and boldly. We need more of you in the OT. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe for some real talk in medicine, surgery, and life. Here's to future surgeons who wear heels and gloves.